Hey, welcome everyone. This is Sue Moulton with the Pampered Chef, and I am a director in Middle New Hampshire, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about fundraising. So it is January 24th, 2018, and I'm going to kind of give a general overview on how fundraisers work. So Pampered Chef offers fundraisers that if you sell between $0 and $600, they will give 10% of everything sold to the organization of choice. If you sell over $600, they will give 15% to the organization of choice. You can choose to, if you want, donate 5, 10, 7, whatever percentage you want towards the organization. And I recommend, especially as new consultants, that you gear it towards the sales. So maybe if they hit $1,000 in sales, you'll donate 3% of your commission. And if they hit 2,000 or 3,000, you'll donate 5%. And if they hit 7,000, you'll donate 7% or something like that. The reason I offer that is so that you're not paying a lot out of pocket. Fundraisers, we do earn less on. And let me just explain that. There's two ways that you could do fundraisers. So the first way of doing them is Pampered Chef cuts a check to the organization. They will not cut a check to a specific person. So it needs to be cut to, DC, Merrimack Valley, DC 8th grade trip, or a specific organization, or when you're dealing with Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, typically it's Friends of Troop 157. It's not actually the Girl Scouts of America. So you just need to know the name of the organization and how the check is to be written out. If you're raising money for somebody who has cancer or it's a personal need, usually a church or a bank will allow them to open up an account so that you can filter the money that way. But Pampered Chef, again, will not cut a check to a specific person. So as a consultant, a brand new consultant, you earn between 20 and 25% commission based on the sales of your show. So anything that you sell that's over $4,000 in a month's time, that's all your shows together, you're going to earn 25% on all those shows. So if you get a nice big fundraiser, a couple $1,000 fundraiser, a couple $1,000 bridal shower, along with a few of your regular shows, you're going to get paid 25% on everybody's order as well. So I recommend that you obviously try to get one of these at least per quarter, if not per month. So with a fundraiser, though, you get paid 15%. So it's a little bit different. And if you are at your 15,000 career sales, you get an extra 2% commission. So, you start from 22 to 27 instead of 20 to 25. So the same would be true. You'd be earning 17% commission on that. So you need to keep that in mind because you can't be giving more than you're making. And most likely you're paying for catalogs. So I recommend that you use a full-size catalog. And I'm going to show you a picture of all the stickers that I put on my catalogs. And I'm going to talk about why I do that. So a full-size catalog will be an investment for you. If you're doing a 200 student, 7th grade class or something like that, that's a lot of catalogs. And I also use Ziploc baggies, not brown envelopes. And they're a little bit hard to transport, but there's a reason behind the clear Ziploc baggies. When the kids are going through their bags, they might ignore a brown envelope, but their parents are going to see the Pampered Chef catalog. And if it gets out of their bag and gets onto the kitchen counter, it's not going to get lost under the mail because you can see through it. I often make the organization print out the order forms. I don't pay to have the order forms printed out. I always say I'm in business to make money, not to spend money. So if I'm dealing with a school, they have copiers there. If I'm dealing with an organization, they usually have copiers there. So I provide them with the order form and have them print copies black and white. I like to give each student about 6 copies. It really depends on what the promotion is. So we have a promotion that is $75. And if they spend $75, they get something for free. So you might have them put 6 order forms in a packet, and that way any student that sells $450 would get a gift card. So if you're dealing with young kids, you might do a $5 gift card to McDonald's and they can get an ice cream. If you're doing older kids, you might do a $10 iTunes gift card so they can download a song or two or an album. Again, this is all coming out of your profit, but I want you to keep in mind that fundraisers are phenomenal for new consultants, because now you have hundreds of names of people that you didn't know before that you can do follow-up calls on. And the only thing that they have in common is the organization. It's not like they're family members to one of your hostesses, or they're in the same friends group as one of your hostesses. You have whole new people to contact. And all it takes is one booked show from a fundraiser, and you've paid off the investment that you put into the fundraiser. And you're going to earn money with the fundraiser anyway, but probably just less. So look at it as an investment in your business in getting more contacts into your database. So here's how I do it. So I've done very successful DC 8th grade and band and chorus fundraisers, Habitat for Humanity, churches. I've done Girl Scouts. I've done Boy Scouts. I've actually done the Girl Scouts of America, their headquarters. I did a pie class down there. Think of gymnastic studios. I did a kindergarten class. They needed money for school buses for field trips at the end of the year. I've done a junior class because they didn't have money for a junior class trip. So think outside the box. Don't just think of the whole elementary school. You're going to have to cultivate fundraisers. It takes a little bit of time to get into a school. So right now is January, end of January. Their February fundraisers are already organized, and maybe even their next fall's fundraiser might already be organized. So they work 6 months to a year in advance. So it takes a while to get in the door, but once you get in the door, you can really build a following. My DC 8th grade trip, the first year I did it was $4,000. The second year it was $6,000, and the third year I did it, it was a $12,000 fundraiser. So you build a following, and then they got a new principal and I got booted out. So I'm working my way back in again. Let's see if the new principal, that lady's out, and we have another new one. So, so one of the things that I do is I go in and I spend 10 minutes with the kids. It's very important that they see you and they understand the products and they understand what they're selling and how it's going to personally affect them. I recommend, if you're dealing with older children, middle school and above, that you create an Excel spreadsheet and you keep track of the orders that come in. And you can do that a couple different ways. You can either set up individual shows under each student, which I think would take way too much work, and each show would have to be over a certain amount. Or you could just keep an Excel spreadsheet, and every time you get your notification from Pampered Chef that says, congratulations, you have an order on fundraiser, blah, blah, you have a pre-canned, thank you for your order. Please let me know what student I should give credit for your order to. And if you'd like to host a show of your own, here's the upcoming special, blah, blah. And then you just copy and paste that every single time to every order that comes in, and then keep track of who ordered. The reason I do that is because I incent the older kids. Those kids that sell the money get the money put into their account. So if they're going to the DC 8th grade trip, they're going to need $500, maybe $1,000. If they're doing all the work, they don't want it to go into a general pot where they did all the work and they're only getting a little bit of the money. So the harder you work, the more you earn, which motivates the students whose parents really can't afford these trips, and the kids would not go if it wasn't for fundraising. So I recommend you do that. The other thing is, when you go into the schools and you go in to talk to the parents as well, you're going to bring one catalog per student. I always have the schools print the order forms, and I go pick them up, and I stuff 5 or 6 order forms in every Ziploc baggie. And then I sticker my catalogs. I don't give a long instruction form, because any of you moms out there know that you don't read them. You get so many pieces of paperwork from your students all the time that we just don't have time to read all of that. So you need to be short and sweet and to the point. So I'm going to reiterate. So I'm going to tell you, my big label here says, forward this web link to 15 to 20 of your family and friends via email, Facebook, text, or simply pass the catalog around. It's that simple. And then I say, anyone, anywhere in the United States can place an order securely on my website. items can drop ship to you or ship to the organization. Now, if you're on drop ship, yay, everything drop ships to the customer, but not all new consultants are on that, only directors and above or anybody that went to conference. I have here pay by cash, check, or credit cards, debit cards. Please make checks out to Sue Moulton or order securely online. And I give the specific link to the organization. And then I give, my old links show how to order. It was different before. Now, if it is going to an organization, so let's say you have to go and bag, tag, and sort these products. That is a benefit. You're going to use that as a selling tool because a lot of like Yankee Candles and other direct selling companies, all the products come in and the PTO has to go and do all the sorting. So you offer that as a service. I will come bag, tag, and sort all the products for you. I'm going to make this so easy. All you need to do is get me in front of your students. That is a huge selling point. When you are going to offer instructions on ordering, if you are not on direct ship, you want them to put the student's name on line 2 of the order form. So it would look like Sue Moulton, 33 Chandler Street, Seth Moulton, that's the student, Bosco, New Hampshire, 03303. You want to do that because it'll make it so much easier when you are trying to figure out those stray orders and also to figure out which student gets credit for the order. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to print out either an 8.5 by 11 or an 11/17 sheet of paper when you go in and you're speaking with students that are of the age of having cell phones. So junior high and high school students, well, gosh, now elementary school kids too. But I say to them, all right, everybody pull out your cell phones right now, and I want you to text me at this number, 603-229-2826. I put my number right up there, Sue Moulton, and I want you to text me the word equine, because I did the equine club, the horseback riding club, or MVHS band, and then your name. So they're going to text me their information. So now I have everybody's text information from that organization. Now, maybe about half of them will actually do that, but what you're saying to them is I'm going to provide you with an easy ordering link and a red stamp textable and Facebook post that you can share with your family and friends. Then you're going to explain to the organization or to the parents the best way of raising money for this organization is not just for you to look through the catalog and find something for yourself, but honestly, it's to share it with 15 to 20 people. This is like 6 degrees of separation. It's not who I know, but it's somebody at your work's sister that lives in California that needs new cookware that places an order on the fundraiser because she was going to buy cookware anyway, and she decided to help some kids, trip. So this happens all the time, and this is why the volume is really high. I have a brand new consultant on our team, and I encouraged her to do the DC 8th grade trip in her town, and her very first fundraiser was $6,700. So really, you need to be contacting probably the 7th grade class in order to be working on their DC 8th grade trip because they usually go in the fall. I really want you to know that doing fundraisers doesn't have to be a big ordeal. The hardest part is actually entering the orders when you get them all. And often you're only going to get a little bit of orders that trickle in online. A lot of people from the school send checks in and send in the orders with cash, etc. I often tell people no cash because if you're dealing with kids could steal the cash and then they could say, well, it was paid cash and you have no proof that they paid cash. So on your contact information, you can say no cash, checks or debit or credit only, or use the secure link. It's up to you. I've not had problems really, but I've heard other people have had problems. So it's up to you on how to handle that. So important factor when you are taking orders on an order form, you want to make sure if they pay by check or cash, when you enter that order in, you want to, in your own handwriting on that piece of paper, write check number 572 so that you know that you physically looked at that check, that you had that check and that check got deposited in with your stuff. If it is not in your handwriting and it's only in the customer's handwriting, there's no way of you remembering whether you really had that check. So once you've verified you have the check and the cash, you can get everything entered in. Fundraising, one of the things that you're going to tell the students when you go in there, or you're going to tell the parents is, listen, I'm here to help you raise money for your organization. A percentage of everything sold is going to go to the organization, but I offer an additional bonus. Every person who books a live or a virtual cooking show from this show, I will give an additional 5% of every future booking from this fundraiser back to the organization as well. So if you or one of your family members would like to earn free half price and discounted products by hosting a show of their own, I would be happy to give 5% of their show as well back to the organization. So I do this as a way of getting bookings from the fundraisers. You want to make it enticing to them. You want to tell the students what Pampered Chef is. A lot of these students have no clue. So I often start out with, how many of you guys have a pizza stone in your house? Because that's a common item, and a lot of them raise your hand. I said, I bet you if you turn it over, it's a Pampered Chef pizza stone. So then I open the catalog. I often, when I'm dealing with kids, will make the chocolate lava cake and just start doling out chocolate lava cake to everybody and say, if you want your parents to be able to make you chocolate lava cake in 10 minutes, or if you want to make your own chocolate lava cake in 10 minutes, you definitely need this rock. And then I say, we sell everything from an egg cooker for breakfast for $15.50 all the way up to professional cookware for hundreds of dollars. So there's something in here for everyone. And 76% of our catalog is under $25. So you need to make sure that you let them know that the prices are all, in everybody's price range, and then it's available to them. Then you're going to talk to them about different Pampered Chef things. I always pitch when I'm there too, how fun it is to have a cooking class and learn how to cook. So I say, if you want to learn, and then I pick a recipe I think the kids age appropriate would be interested in, you need to go home and tell your parents, look, we can earn, this trip for free if we do a live show. The best shows I've done, and one student actually went to DC for free, and here's what his mom did. They did the fundraiser in February of their 7th grade year, and they raised some money on that. She then booked a summertime live cooking show. She had a $1,000 live cooking show. So she got 25. I give 10% of my commission just because I'm a director, and I could just give back to my community a little bit more. So you could do that as well. So I give 10%. And so she earned 25% of everything that she earned. So he earned another $250 that summer. And she said to me, well, what happens if we raise more than what is needed for the trip? And I said, well, I'm cutting a check directly from my commission. Whatever's over, he can take as spending money. So there's incentive there for the kids to actually work hard and for the parents to get the kids to work hard. And if they know Pampered Chef and love Pampered Chef, it won't be such of a stretch to do. So that's how I do it. I sticker the catalogs. Let me tell you about a few of the other stickers that are on the catalogs. I say, there's one here that says more ways to earn. And what that one says is, if you book a cooking show from this fundraiser, I will donate 3 to 5% of that entire show towards your organization so the savings continue. Then I have a sticker on the catalog that says, DC 8th grade trip is running from February 4th to the 15th. All orders are due by Friday the 15th to your guided study teacher. And then back then I had, for every $300, I would say from every $450 you sell before shipping, you earn an iTunes gift card. Why I like doing that, and pick a dollar amount. The reason I do that is $450, if they sell that, and you're earning your 15% on that, right? So 450 times 15% is $67.50. If you take $10 out of that for your iTunes gift card, you're still making $57.50. And then, of course, you're donating a little bit of this to your catalogs, etc. But you're still making really good money, but it also allows the students to earn a prize without being the top 1, 2, or 3. So you could have 20 students all submitting $450 in orders, which is what you want, lots and lots of orders. The next sticker I have, and the last sticker I have on it, is an income example. So I say, if each person collects 10 orders of, this one was $60. That was back when the get something free was $60. It's now $75. That equals $600 times 50 students. That would be $30,000 in sales times 20%, which is what they were going to be earning, equals $6,000 profit to your organization. Plus, if you book a show, the savings continue. These sticker labels, and I'll just show you again, I have them, I'm sure somewhere, but you can just put them on a 30-up label sheet and just have them in a file folder that says fundraising. So that's what I do. I don't do a long organizational letter that says, you know, all products are warranted and all of this. I just make sure that my contact information is on every book in case it gets left behind somewhere. And I try to make it as easy for the parents, because if they lose the ordering sheet, the ordering instructions are still on this catalog. So all they need is the catalog for the link, ordering instructions, and my contact information. Okay, so Emily, you can unmute yourself, and if there are any questions that you have, we can ask them now, and then we'll do, okay, the recording.
Hello. Hey. Hi. I think the only question I had right off the bat was, you can send me those labels, right? The wording on those? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're on our team page, so I'll tag you in them. I'll look
okay.
up and I'll tag you on them under our files.
Okay,
yep.
Thanks. I'll look too. And I think that's a really nice way of looking at things. I jotted down that you had that one that they covered the bus cost for the field trip. Like, that's a really good angle. That's good. So,
Yeah, because I mean, kindergarten's last year thinking, what do they need? But the teacher was like, oh man, we could really use, because they have to hire a nurse, the cost of the bus driver, bus, and a nurse when they go on field trips, and that's a certain dollar amount. They didn't have the money, and she wanted to do field trips at the end of the year. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I had any other questions. I think you covered it all.
Okay, so I'll stop the recording.